Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Joy of Puzzles. I have for you today Space Mountain, the 45th anniversary edition, published in 2020 by Disney Theme Park Merchandise. I was not able to find any information about this subsidiary of Disney. They are just part of the giant conglomerate, obviously in charge of theme park merchandise. Clever name. So since I can't talk about the company that made the puzzle, let's instead talk about the ride that inspired the puzzle. So Space Mountain, this ride opened up in Disney World in Florida on January 15th, 1975. And, obviously it's been a hit since the first day it opened, but frankly, not much has changed over the past 45 years. It was the original thrill ride developed for the park. The folks there running Disney World were surprised by how much attendance they got from young adults and felt it was time to build a thrill ride. And they wanted to rebuild the Matterhorn, which is their famous roller coaster from over in Disneyland, but it turns out they didn't have the space they needed, so they wanted to do something different, and they revived an old project they had kicking around and developed Space Mountain. Now, again, not much has changed on the ride over the years. The majority of the changes have been as far as roller coaster technology itself, and of course safety. How do you make these things safer for people today? So that's been most of what's gone on. Now, some of you may be old enough to recall that when you used to ride on Space Mountain, the front seat was a single, I think, and then the back seat was actually two people, and you kind of sat in the lap of the person in the back seat. Like, the person in the back, there was space for their legs to go around, and then you sat on a little bench and leaned against them, and there was a single seatbelt that went across. So obviously that's changed. I mean, I don't think that would go over very well in 2020 as far as how to take a ride. So yeah, that's changed. The new coaster, it's all individual and everyone has their own safety restraints and things of that nature. Again, not much has changed. They've kept up with technology. They've improved the lighting and the audio and the mechatronics that are part of the experience when you walk in and walk out of the ride, and they no longer have a sponsor. So again, a lot of cosmetics have changed, but the ride itself really has not changed that much. Now, personally, I'm not much of a roller coaster fan, though I have ridden this one many times, but always with a little trepidation. It's not my favorite experience, and I suppose as I've gotten older, I've ridden it less. But all that being said, it's still a lot of fun. I mean, if you're down there, go ride the ride. So normally I have a link to the artist and the manufacturer. I don't have any of that. So instead I'll toss up the wiki link for the Space Mountain ride itself. Kind of some interesting history there. Strategy. So 3/4 of the border was simple. That's how I normally start a puzzle. I build the border. But the plain black trim, the space, the upper portion of the puzzle, frankly, wasn't worth chasing. The quality of the puzzle and the cut of the puzzle are good, and I'll talk about that soon, and could have done that, could have spent the time to grind it out and gotten all those pieces to fit just right, and been confident that they were right, but frankly, no need. Just as well backfill the edge pieces. Well, after doing the border in this puzzle, the most vibrant color is this lime green, and with that I built the verbiage Space Mountain in the upper portion of the puzzle, along with the swoop, so to speak, that was behind the ride itself. And then I went after the other lettering, the black text on the green background, so that was kind of easy. And then transition pieces, dark to green, and including the sled itself. The sled had like a magenta color in it, so I built that as well. And it's a great puzzle in the respect of the technical aspects of it. Not the most scenic of things. So, alright, so let's skip to the review instead of my talking about strategy. This is a 1,000-piece puzzle, and it took 6 hours and 45 minutes to build. So I'm going to rate the puzzle into 4 categories on a scale of 1 to 5. This is the second puzzle by this manufacturer that I've made, and I found that the attributes are all basically the same. So if you want to listen to my other review, you can look at the one about the Haunted Mansion, which was the 50th anniversary. The puzzle material quality is a 4. It is thinner than most puzzles that I've built. It's a very firm paperboard, and again, above average. Really nice, nice quality material. The second category is the puzzle cut quality. How well are the pieces punched? How cleanly do they fit together? Is there ambiguity when you put 2 pieces together? And the answer to all those, is all on the great side of that equation. The pieces fit great. The cut quality is above average. You never doubted when you put a piece down where it went. So above average, definitely a 4. And I find that this is in line with the other puzzle from the same manufacturer. Difficulty, though, I'm going to give this a 3. I mean, it is a 1,000-piece puzzle. I built it in less than 7 hours, 6 hours and 45 minutes. So it's really only a 3. I won't go so far as to say it's a 2. There's still some challenges here, especially the plain dark space background and the coaster itself, the sled, I guess for lack of a better term, right in the middle of the puzzle. Yeah, there's some challenges there. You really gotta pull all the pieces you need and pay close attention to their orientation and get it right. So the difficulty is a 3, but still less than 7 hours to build time. Brings us to the 4th category and the most subjective of them all, frameability. If I was the type of person that would seal a puzzle, would this be in that list? Or if this was a poster, would I hang it in my house? And the answer to all those questions is no. Honestly, it's 2. It's not exactly artwork. This is more like a poster that would have hung in the theme park itself as you're walking along, kind of self-advertising. If the only person that would hang this in their house is a real Disney aficionado, or maybe a roller coaster fan, and maybe they have multiple things like this, but it's really not art. Yeah, so I'm only going to give that 2 on frameability. As much as I enjoyed it, that's all it is. Overall, though, I'm going to give this a 4. It's not a straight-up math equation to come up with the average. Even though the frameability is low and the difficulty is average, the cut quality and the material quality being superior make this an enjoyable experience, and I will definitely build this puzzle again, and it is one I would loan out, knowing that if the person on the other end is truly into puzzles and builds them for the sake of building puzzles, you will appreciate how well this puzzle goes together and how nice the material is, and those things make a big difference. It's interesting as I build these more rapidly. I used to only build them occasionally, like 1 a month or something, and now I'm building 1 or 2 a week. You really start to notice the quality of a puzzle, and I think back on my experiences and say to myself, well, if I didn't like a puzzle, was it something about the image? And probably not. It probably always comes back to the puzzle cut quality and the material more than anything else as to my level of enjoyment or frustration, as the case may be, when building a puzzle. If regrettably, it's not something when you look at the box. You can only look at the picture and maybe judge its difficulty. The rest is something you just have to find out for yourself, or perhaps the manufacturers and you kind of get a feel for what kind of quality you're getting out of them. I certainly find the folks that make the puzzles in general are very consistent. If it's the same manufacturer again and again, and they're within the same era, I don't, 20 years apart are whole different things, that I find that I know what I'm going to get when I open the box. So all that being said, if you like the puzzle, if you like the story, if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button, maybe even subscribe. I appreciate everyone out there that takes 10 minutes out of their day to view these videos, and I look forward to bringing more of them to you. At the end here, you're going to see me put all the edge pieces in a baggie. That's not a cheat, that's just to save myself 20 minutes the next time. Alright, well, thanks again everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video.